Like, you can't win championships when you have really bad habits.
What's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game podcast, man. And you guys saw it last night. I dropped the video earlier today, so if you guys get a chance, go check out that video. And it was about LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, and how Kyrie Irving is finding out the hard way on how hard it actually is to get your teammates to buy in. And he finds himself in the same position, pretty much looking in the mirror at a younger Kyrie within Luka Dončić. So that was the first video I dropped today. Now this video is going to be dedicated to this Slovenian young man, Luka Dončić, man. So I'm going to try to keep my cool here, man, because Luka Dončić has done a lot of things that has soured my views on him, in my opinion. I mean, I was really rooting for Kyrie Irving to win it all, but I also wanted to see Luka Dončić, pull it off because he's such a sensational talent. But I will start this off by saying, now I see why Porzingis left. Now I see why Jalen Brunson left. No one can get along with this young man. No one can get along with Luka Dončić with his selfishness. And I want to be clear. The reason that the Dallas Mavs will lose this series is because Luka Dončić is not there. His maturity is not there. It's just not there. He's selfish. Very selfish, man. Very selfish. And I know that Kyrie is trying to be, kumbaya, this new leader. But somebody is going to have to get into Luka's ass, okay? Someone's going to have to be real with this young man, pull him to the side, even if you threaten him. I mean, at the end of the day, talent is worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to let your franchise be in the hands of a guy's hand like Luka if he's not willing to mature. I saw a lot of things last night that just turned me off. I don't even want my Luka jersey no more, guys. I don't want it. I'm gonna put it up for now. Like, I really don't want it. I may give it to my girl. I don't know. The way that Luka Dončić was on the floor, man, throwing tantrums, man. And you guys see right here, this is when they caught the foul on him. And he's just yelling. He wants to get every call. Every time he misses a shot, he wants to look at the refs like, Luka Dončić, shut up. Because every time that you are doing this, you are allowing the Boston Celtics to go and lay the ball up. You are already a defensive liability. Like, let's be honest, guys. In the first game, I told myself this, and I'm not even playing, guys. I said that if Luka Dončić loses, if and when Luka Dončić loses this series, I would not feel sorry for him. You know why? Because I see all of the beer that he likes to chug down. Drinking beers, smoking cigarettes, and you want to be a superstar. There's nothing more that I hate worse than somebody wanting to claim a reward and not doing the work, right? Not doing the work. Just because you are an offensive phenomenal magician, whatever you want to call it, that's cool, but you have to show up on defense. Jaylen Brown is making more money than Jason Tatum and Luka Dončić right now. $300 million contract. Kudos to him. Look at the craft and dedication that he puts into his leadership and his style of play. Because you have to constantly keep growing your game. There's going to always be a younger talent who's going to want to take your spot and push you. That's across all sports. And what Luka Dončić does is he's so used to this Euro League type of style where it's more finesse than actual just balling. You know what I mean? Like, he can shoot the ball mid-range, long range. I'll give that to him. Can finish at the rim. 240 pounds, but more fat than muscle. And, but on the defense, man, you got to show up. You got to show up on the defense, and they are targeting you. And Luka Dončić is getting so frustrated because he's a spoiled fat baby. And these things are not going his way. So what does he do? He commits unnecessary fouls. He yells at his bench, challenge this shit. He literally looked at a ref last night and said, wake the F up. Clapped his hand and said, wake the F up. And then when they called the final foul on him that got him ejected out of the game, he's like, F you. He's just saying all kind of stuff. I'm like, bro, like, where is your coach? Jason Kidd, I don't understand how. I'm quite sure that Jason Kidd is going to give him a nice scolding because Jason Kidd is somebody who's proven, who's won a championship with the very uniform that this guy is wearing, the Dallas Mavericks, right? And somebody has to step to Luka and let him know, man, listen, we get during the regular season you like to do all this finesse shit, but this doesn't work on this stage. Forget the fact that you already are, like I said, out of shape, which I don't respect. I've never seen a fat superstar hoist a trophy. I haven't. I have not seen a fat. I mean, you guys can tell me. I mean, I won't classify Shaquille O'Neal as fat because he was diesel. He was huge. I don't even classify Joker as fat because Joker slimmed down, and his effort alone won't even allow me to disrespect his name like that, nor the way that he plays the game. Somebody has to call Luka out. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would not be surprised if some of these role players want to request a trade to get away from him. He has a lot of growing up to do. First thing he says at the mic is, the refs didn't let us be physical. Luka Dončić, when have you ever been physical? All you do is lean your shoulder into people and make them, foul you. But the Celtics have figured you out. The Celtics will not let you get to the hole and do those finesse fouls, those James Harden-esque calls that you think you're going to get. Okay? They're not going to allow you to do that. They're not going to allow you to throw the lob up. And they damn sure not going to allow you to keep hitting PJ Tucker up in that corner like you did the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Boston Celtics are just a better team. Kudos to them, and I hope that they humble the crap out of Luka. I really do. I hope that they humble the crap out of Luka, man, because this is a guy who thinks that all of this is fun and game when he's laughing, joking and stuff, and not really taking it serious because he already doesn't respect the league because he feels like it's more easier. I can't tell. Luka Dončić, you are going against athletes, and predominantly black athletes. Like, these guys have something to prove too. These guys come from backgrounds where they have no choice but to be aggressive and attack you the way that they're doing, man. And shout out to Joe Mazzulla, man. Like, he is out coaching Jason Kidd. I mean, it is what it is. He's out coaching Jason Kidd. I'm quite sure he's going to be extended if they haven't already extended him. I don't know yet. You guys tell me in the comments if they have. But man, we gotta Luka has some stuff to figure out, and a lot of maturity, man. A lot of maturity. I would have thought a guy like Dirk Nowitzki would have pulled him to the side or tried to talk to him. He often says that he's working on the way he complains to the referees. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I feel like, obviously being in Dallas, I'm not a Dallas native, but I've been here a few years. I felt like everybody in the building was kind of glad when he got out. Like, you're not doing anything but complaining, bitching. Don't nobody want to hear all that, man. We want to watch a good game of basketball, a good brand of basketball, and we can't keep worrying about you pouting and talking crap to the referees. It got to the point the referees just straight up was like, bro, get out of here. Like, get out of here. Even if we wrong, I'll risk you challenging us again, but right now you got to get up out of here. And I don't blame them because he's blatantly disrespecting them. Once you get the rings, I get it, Draymond Green does the same thing, but once you get the rings and all of that, they kind of like give you a little bit more leeway, and Luka is just known for this. And it's known that a lot of the NBA players around the league do not like It's known that a lot of the players around the league do not like Luka Dončić, and we get to see full display in front of the whole world. Now, I don't know if he'll gain fans or lose fans, but right now, he's left a very distasteful memory, at least with me, of just the pouting. And what makes it worse is he's fat. He's fat with it. And it's just like, you're like a big, fat, spoiled kid who just doesn't know how to not have your way all the time. And, until they figure this out, I know that the Mavericks have new ownership now and stuff like that. But, man, if you guys want to sustain a culture, it has to start with Luka Dončić, man, maturing. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, he has to be better, man. He has to change his ways. He has to take his nutrition seriously, man, because, all through regular season, it's a different season. And how many times have we heard postseason is a whole nother level, a whole new season? Because everything starts over. Everybody starts over at zero, and it's a race to the finish line. And if you're out of shape, if you're not taking your diet and nutrition right, then you're going to be like this. You're going to throw tantrums. You're not going to be able to sustain. And I'm telling you guys who's the oldest veteran on the Celtics? Horford. Horford literally moves way more better than Luka Dončić. Way more better, man. Way more aggressive. And I'm happy for Horford as well because, we We know that he's been bleeding the green of the Celtics. You know, he got traded to Philadelphia briefly, but then he came back home. So I'm very happy to see Al Horford finally break through and get his ring, because they're definitely not going to come out of this hole. It's never been done in history. I mean, they can take next game off if they want, but honestly, if I'm the Celtics, I'm probably going to beat them worse than, ever. It's the last game, and at this point, I'm ready to vacation with my family, and I'm ready to get my ring. And it just sucks because I wanted to see a very competitive series. But man, Luka Dončić, man, I mean, even with Kyrie trying to be the leader he is, I tip my hat to Kyrie, because, I mean, if this was Kobe beating Bryant, like, he probably would have got into a fist fight with Kobe, because Kobe is not going for none of the theatrical tactics that Luka is throwing on the court. I mean, last night was abysmal. There's no other word for it, man. It was abysmal. And, Luka has to look himself in the mirror, and it's going to help him. I want the Boston Celtics to sweep them, because he will never be able to keep that smirk on his face and do all that talking with this on his resume until he proves otherwise, until he can go back to the finals and dominate properly and compete properly and win the NBA finals. Luka should be in a gym, putting the beer down, putting the cigarettes down, and in that gym, because this is flat out humiliating. You owe it to the fan base. You owe it to yourself. I mean, goodness gracious, dude. Like, you gotta really, really win me over, bro. And I'm not saying I'm anybody special, man, but I just feel like me watching the game and me watching raw talent and, just being a fan of just, all sports, man, this was just piss poor behavior. It just screams spoiled rotten. And now I see, man, like, I used to see people on the sports shows say that they didn't like Luka Dončić, and I was like, damn, Luka just seems like he's so cool and funny and always laughing, acting like he's so joyful. But when I saw that shit last night, man, I was just like, wow, like, this is something a force to be reckoned with. Because if I'm Kyrie Irving, man, I'm just thinking about how hard I had to go down this path, this journey to find peace and growth. And you got a guy like that in the locker room, man. Luka can learn from Kyrie on his mistakes. And it's also good karma for Kyrie, because even though, I'm not going to say bad karma, even though Kyrie, is a rehabilitated, found his new ways, and has become more of a leader, he has to reminisce on the moments that he was stubborn like a Luka Dončić, that he didn't want to, relax and enjoy the process and be a part of the process with LeBron James. Now you got the same situation with Luka Dončić, and it's just like, wow, like, fast forward, you see this young talented kid who was talented like you, Kyrie Irving, at once, and now, he only knows what he knows. He may have been a pro since he was about 13, 14, 15 years old, possibly, but there's still levels of maturity, and Luka Dončić cannot transition the Euro type of styles into the NBA, because this is a no boys allowed league. And what he's doing is acting like a little bitty boy. That's straight up a kid in a candy store that doesn't get his way. And these refs, I mean, me as a fan, you just simply get tired of it, man. So y'all tell me what y'all think on this situation, man, as Luka Dončić, man, has pretty much blown this series, man. Even though he put up good numbers, all series, all playoffs, we gotta look at the fact that Luka Dončić, man, this last round, I mean, I think his defense was decent, but this last round has been abysmal. So, at the end of the day, man, you gotta go back into the lab, you gotta watch tape, and you gotta realize where you was wrong. That's these players go through this. We look at the Boston Celtics, we see that they got close and close every single time, and they weren't able to pull it off, until now. So Luka Dončić, man, it's levels to this, and it may take you the next level, or it may take you several more levels. So until you figure that out, man, you're going to be in the same predicament if you don't choose growth. And I'm quite sure they're going to go to him, in the off season or right after this and say, look, man, you got to get this shit together. Because if I'm the new owner, that's what I'm saying. Like, these players can't take over your organization, and you feel like you can't approach them or tell them nothing because they're that good. But if in the end you're not going to get the ring anyway, I mean, like, bro, you might as well just keep it real and just tell them, like, you got to work on that. So y'all tell me what y'all think on this situation, as Luka, Dončić, man. Kyrie, Irving, man, it's not looking pretty for them. So you guys tell me what you guys are looking for with Game 4. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, guys. Every subscribe helps. Thank you guys so much for watching the content. See you guys next time. Peace.